The NBA draft lottery is finally set. The combine is in the rearview mirror, and now it's time to finally start really digging in on these prospects. Who are they? How do they fit? And who should you have your fingers crossed for when the picks start coming off the board on draft night? Welcome to another Bodog Sports Breakdown. I'm Aaron Rose, and I was right there with you. Crushed when Toronto fell 2 spots on lottery night, and even more shocked when the Dallas Mavericks moved all the way up to number 1. I mean, seriously. Where are the basketball gods? That's ridiculous. But when it comes to the Raptors, Toronto has lots of options. So we'll start in the front court with perhaps the team's biggest need, a young, high upside center. Someone like Duke's Khaman Maluach. The 7'1" South Sudan product is one of the names most often connected to the Raptors. Maluach is a defensive beast and projects as the kind of big man that should be able to anchor a top-tier defense for the years to come. Offensively, he's more limited. He's not a playmaker, and he's not going to run the offense from the post. But he should be a solid pick-and-roll player and a lob threat. And as a floor, that's pretty good. But the ceiling for Maluach is extremely high. He's developing a three-point shot, and while he wasn't a floor spacer in college, if he can extend his game at the next level, he has a chance to be a very special prospect for the years to come. The question for Toronto is, will he be there at 9? If not, Toronto will have to look in another direction. And one place I'm looking is at Carter Bryant. The 6'7" wing out of Arizona, Bryant is far from a perfect prospect, and his ceiling as a playmaker really isn't all that high. But while he's not the most well-rounded player, what he offers is immense talent as a 3-and-D wing. A versatile and talented on-ball defender who should be a very good shooter as a pro. He's the kind of player teams are always coveting these days, and the reason the New York Knicks were so determined to trade for and then back up the Brinks truck to re-sign OG Anunoby. So while Bryant is unlikely to be a number 1 or number 2 offensive option on a talented team, he's the quintessential role player, and certainly a player Toronto could use this offseason. There are some other prospects you've probably heard of that don't fit quite as well, and will test Toronto's best player available mantra. We'll start with Colin Murray-Boyles out of South Carolina. Think of him like Scotty Barnes Light, the Charmeleon to Barnes's Charizard, if you will. Murray-Boyles is a stout and versatile defender who would give the Raptors an incredible multi-headed monster on the wings, and the kind of defense that could simply smother opposing teams. The problem is CMB is another limited offensive player who scores almost exclusively around the hoop and has yet to show he can be a reliable three-point shooter. And playing him alongside Scotty Barnes, let alone Jakob Poeltl, is certainly a recipe for a stalled-out offense. Derek Queen is another prospect out of Maryland that concerns me somewhat. An incredibly talented offensive big man who can create off the dribble and play make. But he's limited defensively and hasn't shown he can be a reliable three-point threat. For now, he seems a little too small as a traditional defensive center, but not quite well-rounded as a wing either. And given his defensive limitations, he's probably not the kind of player Toronto should be targeting. So what do you think? Who are you looking for the Raptors to take at number 9, and who do you have your fingers crossed for? Let me know in the comments, and as always, like and subscribe for more content coming soon.